My marketing agency isn't sending me good leads. I'm spending $5,000 a month and only closing 2 jobs. These leads are garbage. Wrong service area, price shoppers, people who never call back. I hear this every single week. And after working with contractors for 9 years, over 500 of them, I can tell you this. You likely have a visibility problem, not a lead problem. And I'm not talking about visibility in Google search results. I'm talking about visibility into your own funnel. You can't see what's actually happening between when someone clicks your ad and when they become a customer. So you blame the marketing, you blame the leads, you blame the agency. But what the real issue is that you're flying blind. I'm Mauricio Cardinal with Contractor Marketing Pros. Today I'm going to breaking down why most contractors think they have a lead quality problem when they really have a data visibility problem, and exactly how to fix it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our weekly contractor marketing content. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you know what your cost per lead is? Not what your agency tells you, what it actually is based on what CRM says. Do you know how many of those leads actually book an appointment? Do you know how many booked appointments actually show up? Do you know what your cost per acquisition is? What you're actually paying to land a customer? Do you know not just a phone call? If you've hesitated on any of these, you're not alone. Most contractors have no idea. And the lack of visibility is costing you thousands of dollars every single month. Here's what's happening. You get a marketing report that says 47 leads this month and cost per lead is $106. It looks good on paper, but then you look at your bank account and you close 3 jobs. Something doesn't add up, so you assume the leads are bad. You call your marketing agency and say, these leads suck, I need better quality. But here's the thing, you have no actual data to back that up. You don't know where the breakdown is happening. Is it the leads? Is it your follow-up process? Is it your sales process? Is it no-shows? You're just guessing. And when you're guessing, you make bad decisions. You fire an agency that was actually working. You waste money chasing higher quality leads when the real problem is your follow-up. You throw good money after bad because you can't see what's broken. This is the visibility problem. Let me show you how messy this gets in the real world. First, let's talk about what a lead even is. To your marketing agency, a lead might be anyone who filled out a form or called your tracking number, right? To you, a lead is someone who's ready to hire you right now. You see the disconnect? Here's the reality. Not every contact is a lead. Not every lead books an appointment. Not every booked appointment shows up. Not every appointment that shows up turns into a customer. But if your CRM doesn't distinguish between these stages, everything looks like a lead. And that destroys your attribution. Let me give you an example. You run Google ads and Facebook ads. At the end of the month, your Google ads report says you got 30 leads. Your Facebook ads report says you got 20 leads. Total 50 leads, right? But when you look at your CRM, you only have 38 new entries. What happened to the other 12? Well, 5 of them were spam. 3 of them were existing customers calling back. 2 of them called. You missed it and they never left a voicemail. And you never called back. And 2 of them were mistagged. They were actually quote requests from last month that got re-imported. So right off the bat, your attribution is off by 24% and you don't even know it. Now let's talk about cost per lead being a misleading metric. Your agency tells you got 40 leads at $100 per lead. Sounds reasonable, right? But how many of those 40 actually booked an appointment? Let's say 15 did. Now your cost per booked appointment isn't $100, it's $267. And how many of those 15 actually showed up? Let's say 10. Now your cost per showed appointment is $400. And how many of those 10 turn into customers? Let's say 4. Now your cost per acquisition is $1,000. That's a very different story than $100 per lead. But most contractors never track any of this. So when they look at the $100 per lead, they think this is expensive or cheap, right? They cut the budget or switch agencies. And then 6 months later, they're back at square one because they didn't understand the actual math. Here's another one. Bad leads are often really a process problem. You get a call, it's outside your service area, you mark it as a bad lead and then move on. But who answered the phone? Did they ask the caller's zip code before pitching the service? Did they try to refer them to another contractor and build goodwill? Or did they just say, sorry, don't service that area and hang up? Because if you're running ads targeting 20-mile radius and you're getting calls from 30 miles away, that's either a targeting issue or your messaging is attracting the wrong people. That's fixable. But if you just label, hey, it's bad lead and move on, you'll never fix it. Or you'll get a price shopper. They ask, how much for a new roof? You give them a ballpark. They say, thanks, and hang up. You mark it as a bad lead. But did you actually try to book an in-home estimate? Did you explain why a ballpark number over the phone is useless? Did you offer a free inspection? Or did you just answer the question and let them go? You see a lot of times, a lot of the CSRs are not really trained, and that happens with these types of processes. The bad lead is actually a bad process. And then there's CRM discipline, or lack of it. If your team isn't logging calls, tagging leads properly, updating appointment statuses, or marking jobs as won or lost, your data is worthless. Let's say you book an appointment, but your salesperson forgets to mark it in the CRM. That lead sits there as pending forever. Your marketing report shows as an actually unqualified lead when it actually booked an appointment. Or you close your job, but nobody updates the CRM. So when your agency posts a report, it looks like the lead never converted. Your agency thinks their campaigns aren't working when in reality, they're working fine. You just didn't tell them. This is why attribution is so messy. It's not the tools, it's a discipline. And here's the worst part. Booked appointments don't matter if they don't show up or convert. You could have a 50% booking rate, which sounds amazing, but if half of them no-show, you're right back where you started. And if you're not tracking no-show rate by lead source, you have no idea if Google ad leads show up more often versus Facebook leads. You're flying blind again. Let me give you a real scenario. Let's say you're running 2 campaigns. Campaign A costs $150 per booked appointment. Campaign B costs $100 per booked appointment. You look at the numbers and think, campaign B is better. But when you dig into the data, you find that campaign A has an 80% show up rate, while campaign B has a 40% show up rate. Suddenly campaign A is way better. It's just that you weren't tracking the right metric. This is what I mean by visibility. If you can't see the full funnel, you make bad decisions. All right, so how do you fix this? How do you get visibility into what's actually happening? It starts with defining your stages clearly. Stop using lead as a catch-all term. Break it down. Contact. For example, someone reached out. It could be a form fill, a phone call, a chat message. This is the top of the funnel. You don't know if they're qualified yet. Marketing qualified lead, MQLs, right? Based on the information they provided, they look like a fit. Right service area, right type of project, timeline. They meet your basic criteria on paper. It's an MQL. A sales qualified lead, SQL. Your team actually spoke with them and confirmed they're legit. They have a real project, they have budget or financing options, and they're ready to move forward. This is someone worth pursuing hard. Booked appointment. They agreed to a specific time for you to come out and give an estimate or a quote or do a consultation. A showed appointment. They actually showed up, or you showed up and they were there. This is critical. A booked appointment means nothing if they ghost you. A customer. They sign the contract and pay the deposit. This is a closed deal. Every contact should move through these stages in your CRM. And if they don't, you need to know why. Did they not qualify as an MQL? Mark them as disqualified and note the reason. Wrong service area, commercial inquiry, spam, etc. Did they qualify as an MQL, but when you called them, they weren't serious? They didn't become an SQL. Mark them as unqualified and note why. No budget, just shopping around, not ready yet. Did they book but no show? Mark them as no show and track that separately. Did they get an estimate but not close? Mark them as lost and note why. They went with their competitor, their price is too high, a timing issue, etc. This is how you start getting visibility. Next, you need to understand your key metrics. Here are the numbers every contractor should know. Obviously, cost per contact, total marketing spend, plus number of contacts. This is everyone who filled out a form, called, texted, whatever. This is your raw top of the funnel number. Cost per marketing qualified lead. Total marketing spend divided by number of marketing leads. An MQL is someone who looks like a good fit on paper, right service area, right service type, reasonable timeline. They meet the basic criteria. We haven't talked to them yet. 3. Cost per sales qualified lead. Total marketing spend divided by a number of SQLs. An SQL is someone your team actually spoke with and confirmed is legit. They have a real project, they have a budget, they're serious. This is after you've done the qualification call. Cost per booked appointment. Total marketing spend divided by number of booked appointments. This tells you what you're really paying to get someone to agree to an in-home estimate or consultation. 5. Cost per acquisition. Total marketing spend divided by number of customers. This is a big one, right? This tells you what you're actually paying to land a job. Here's why this matters. Let's say you spend $5,000 on marketing in a month. You get 50 contacts. Cost per contact is $100, but only 3 of them are MQLs. The rest are spam, wrong service area, or commercial inquiries. And you only do residential. Cost per MQL is $167. Your team calls 30 MQLs, only 20 of them are actually SQLs. The other 10 were tire kickers, not ready yet, unreachable. Cost per SQL is $250. Of those 20 SQLs, 12 booked appointments, and the cost per booked appointment is $417. Of those 12 booked appointments, 8 actually show up. The cost per showed appointment is $625. And of those 8 that showed, you closed 4. Cost per acquisition is $12.50. Now, if your average job is $6,000, that $12.50 CPA is fine, and you're getting a 4.8x return. But if your average job is $3,000, you might be losing money. See how the numbers tell you a story? Most contractors only look at their first number, $100 per contact, and think, wow, this is expensive, but they have no idea what's happening in the middle of the funnel. And here's the kicker, right? If you don't track MQLs and SQLs separately, you'll blame marketing or bad leads when the real issue might be your sales qualification process, your follow-up speed process, your speed to lead. These are all things that are important. Now, let's talk about CRM discipline. Your CRM is the foundation of all of this. If your CRM is a mess, your data is a mess. And if your data is a mess, you have no visibility. Here's what needs to happen. Every contact gets logged. Phone calls, form fills, texts, emails, everything. If someone reaches out to you, it has to be in the CRM. If it's not a CRM, it didn't happen. Every contact gets tagged with a source. Was it Google Ads, Facebook, a referral, your website, Yelp? If you don't tag the source, you can't measure performance by channel. Every stage transition gets updated. When someone books an appointment, mark it. When someone shows up, mark it. When they buy, mark it. When they don't buy, mark it. And note why. Every team member follows the same process. If one person logs everything and another person doesn't, your data is useless. This has to be non-negotiable. I know this sounds tedious, but this is a big difference between knowing what's working and guessing. Here's the next piece. Integrating your CRM with your marketing. This is not optional anymore. This is the foundation of your success. If your CRM talks to your Google Ads account, your Facebook Ads account, your call tracking software, and your website, you get automatic lead flow. You get real-time reporting. You get clarity. For example, at Contractor Marketing Pros, we use our white label CRM called Contractor, which is built on Go High Level. It integrates with everything. Facebook ads, Google ads, call tracking, SMS, email, even CRMs like Service Site and Drop Number, they integrate with those as well. When your lead comes in from Google Ads, it automatically logs in the CRM with the source tag. When your team calls them back, it logs the call. When they qualify as an SQL, it updates the stage. When they book an appointment, it updates it again. When they buy, it closes the loop. And now you can pull a report that shows Google Ads sent me 50 contacts this month. 35 were MQLs, 25 SQLs after we called them, 15 booked appointments, 12 showed up, 6 became customers. That's visibility. Now you can do the math. You spent $5,000 on Google Ads and closed 6 jobs. Your CPA was $833. If your average job is $6,000, a 7.2x return, that's a winner. But if you're not integrating your CRM with your marketing, you're still guessing. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Attribution will never be 100% perfect, and that's okay. Someone might see your Facebook ad, then Google your company, then call the number on your website. What gets credit? Facebook, Google, direct? The truth is, it's all of them. That's called multi-touch attribution, and it's nearly impossible to track perfectly without enterprise-level software. But here's the good news. You don't need perfect attribution. They're actually correct data. If you know that Google Ads is consistently driving booked appointments at $250 each, and Facebook is driving at $400 each, that's enough. You don't need to know the exact path every customer took. You need to know which channels are pulling their weight. And the way you do that is by tracking stages, tagging sources, and running reports consistently. Here's how this changes everything. Understanding your numbers changes the relationship between you and your marketing agency. Right now, most contractors and agencies are in an adversarial relationship. The contractor says, hey, you're not sending me good leads. Agency says, hey, we're sending you pulling leads. You're not just closing them. Nobody wins. But when you have visibility into the funnel, the conversation changes. You can say, hey, Google Ads is sending me 40 contacts a month. 30 are MQLs and 22 of them SQLs when we call them. We're booking appointments at $300 each with a 75% show rate and a 50% close rate. Facebook is sending me 25 contacts, 15 are MQLs, but only 8 of them became SQLs. The booking rate is similar, but the show rate is only 40%. Let's scale Google and figure out why Facebook SQLs aren't showing up. Now, it's a partnership. You're working together based on data, not feelings. And when you can show your agency what's happening after the lead comes in, how many booked, how many showed, how many closed, they can optimize their campaign to send you more of the leads that actually convert. That's the power of visibility. So here's your action plan. Step 1, define your stages. Contact, marketing, qualify lead, sales, qualify lead, booked appointments, showed appointment, customer. Make sure everyone on your team knows the difference. Step 2, track your metrics. Cost per contact, cost per MQL, cost per SQL, cost per booked appointment, booking rates, right? CPA. Pull these numbers monthly. If you don't know them, you're guessing. Step 3, fix your CRM discipline. Every contact logged, every source tagged, every stage updated, no exceptions. Step 4, integrate your CRM with your marketing. Use tools that connect your ad platforms, your call tracking, and your CRMs to data flows automatically. Step 5, run reports and have real conversations. Use your data to have productive conversations with your agency about what's working and what's not. This is how you go from I think my marketing isn't working to I know exactly what's working and what needs to improve. Look, I get it. This is a lot. And if you've been running your business without this level of visibility, it feels overwhelming to start now. But here's the reality. You can't improve what you can't measure. And right now, you're spending thousands of dollars a month on marketing with no clear way to know if it's working. That's not a sustainable way to grow. At Contractor Marketing Pros, we don't just run ads and send you leads. We build the entire system, CRM integration, lead tracking, funnel reporting, everything, because we know that if you can't see what's happening, you'll never trust the process. And if you don't trust the process, you'll keep jumping from agency to agency, hoping the next one magically fixes it. The fix isn't a new agency. The fix is visibility. If you want us to audit your current setup, your CRM, the lead flow, your attribution, your funnel math, and show you exactly where you're losing money, book a free strategy call at contractmarketingpros.net. We'll walk you through your numbers, identify the gaps, and give you a clear plan to get visibility into what's actually working. Stop guessing, start knowing. Head to contractmarketingpros.net and book a free strategy call today. I'll see you in the next one.